Okay, time to make some jump rings. However large you want your jump rings, it's up to you. I'm going to make it the size of the Sharpie pen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb on one side. I'm going to rotate it going around. I'm going to try to keep my coil nice and tight. Kind of put it together, make sure that there's no abnormalities, that they're all pretty similar. I can kind of spread them apart a little bit, give myself some room to cut them apart. Slide out my utensil that I used. You could use the end of a file if you want, a smaller section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip it going one direction, and then the next time I cut it, I'm going to cut it exactly on that exact same spot, but you can see I switched the direction of my wire cutters. And that's going to be an important step for them to fit together really nicely. When you're working with your jump rings, since we're going to be work hardening them and flattening them, when you do that, they're going to open up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep them pretty close together. I'm going to flatten them here on this bench block. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of close that gap and make sure that they are matching up. So I have my jump rings. I'm just going to add on to the piece I already had. The way this is going to go is the little heads of our little man are going to go together, and you're going to put 2 on there. I would definitely put 2 so that way, just in case a jump ring isn't actually matched up together, that's not going to slide apart. And then on these other ones, the little legs that are looped around, we'll just put 1 on each. What we'll do is clear this off. You can see just by doing that, it opened it up just a little bit. Okay, and I want to be careful about that. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 at a time. Again, once you work harden it, you're crushing the molecules of the metal, and you're not going to be able to walk backwards from that. Where'd my little guy go? There he is. So, my next step is to kind of lace it into this section, and then I'm going to use my needle nose pliers. I brought home 1 of each. And I'm going to like force it closed. And you want it to stay as round as possible. Now on this next one, I'll do this. I want to make sure that you're looping it in the legs of the new one. Okay, and we never want to pull apart. Okay, if you're wanting to open it, we twist to the side. We never want to pull apart. That's going to weaken this joint right here. So I put 1, whoops, wrong side, through one leg, and now I'm going to put 1 through the other leg, and then I'm going to close it. And I'm going to try to close it on both sides kind of evenly. I don't want to just bend it on one side because it's going to make it uneven. But now we have it joined in. The same thing goes for the hearts. The hearts, instead, you have 1 jump ring that's here in the middle, and I would suggest making it small enough that it's not going to go over this little heart shape, or make sure that these little heart shapes stay closed enough that it's not just going to come slipping out. And then you're going to take 2 jump rings and you're going to connect the top of the hearts.